It should be the time for planning the Cubanitas restaurant's annual Cuban Day celebration, but the streets are empty and the restaurants have been closed since March 16th.
The most important thing was the safety and health of our customers and staff. So right away, we decided to close all the businesses and furlough our staff in the meantime.
Some restaurateurs made a decision to stay open and provide curbside or pickup. Why did you decide not to do that?
We just made the choice for two reasons. One, we weren't prepared to do it. And two, if we tried to do it, what are we doing? We're just taking away business from another struggling restaurant. So let the restaurants that are set up for this, let them at least be able to service their customers and still make money. Basically, we need to chalk this year up not to all about profiting and this and that, but more about survival and what our industry is going to look like moving forward.
The Bianchini's two Cubanitas and Indulge restaurant closed on March 16th, and the reopening dates are uncertain. Marc and Marta were forced to lay off 40 employees and to this point have suffered losses estimated to be in the six-figure range.
Were you guys able to take advantage of any of the government assistance programs as a restaurant?
Not as of yet. We have filed applications. We have received for the part of the CARES Act that initial funding that will eventually turn into the 10-year note. But that's, again, was maxed out at $10,000.
There were a few employees that I think about a week, two, we reached out. I had my managers reach out to them and to see if they needed any food. And so there's a few that needed just some food. They couldn't leave. They had small babies at home. And so we went around, dropped off some food, some Amazon gift cards, just to get them over that hump.
Are you making preparations to begin opening? And how does that work out?
Yes, we at all the locations we are now getting ready for the opening. So we're going to do, before we reopen, we're going to implement a whole new training with our staff so they know the new protocols that we have to go through. So that's what we're all working on as a family, with our managers.
You guys also had an opening in the works out in Brookfield at the Four Corners.
Yes.
What's happened to that project?
It's that project is continuing. Hopefully it should only be about a 3-month process of construction and then opening.
So ladies in the back, you've been watching very quietly and seriously. One of you has an extra little story that was interesting regarding this pandemic. Can you talk about that?
I'm Christina. I was in Rome for my study abroad semester, and it was an amazing time. I was unfortunately there for only 50 days, but eventually it was spreading and spreading, and when it hit Italy, I told my parents about it, and we became scared and frightened, but we were hopeful that it was going to become contained, and it just wasn't. So we were informed that our program would be ending in Italy. So I told my parents about that, and they said, come home.
You're seeing the second generation of Cubanita right here with Valentina. And I got to tell you, I know that Marta and I are beyond proud of how well she's handled herself through all this. So soon, folks out there, you're not going to be coming in asking for Marc and Marta anymore. Get ready for the name Valentina, because that's going to be the one taking over pretty soon. And hopefully mommy and daddy get to retire real quick if she's real good. So
guys, are there going to be restaurants that don't make it out of this?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, yes.
Sorry.
Can you give us an idea of like how many percentage wise?
Well, the National Restaurant Association is saying, 33%, perhaps? A third of the restaurants might go away. it's hard to tell. I think hopefully we get the help that we need.
The reality is, let's just assume that a third of restaurants don't make it. When things come back again, you'll see new restaurants open. So is there going to be short-term pain? And again, those are all with the variables that we talked about before. Sure, absolutely. How bad it is really all going to be dependent on the landlords and the banks.